So everybody join in 1 second. Do 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 do. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd my link go? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great trading day today. So today was what Thursday. So pretty fun day today, right? So that wave C finished up and we started to bounce today. Really, really cool stuff. So today we're going to be wrapping up our series here on planning the trade. And today we're going to be talking about the risk reward. Super duper 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 important. Possibly one of the most important aspects of planning a trade is understanding this part right here. Anyway, before we get started, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Do 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 do. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and see where we left off with the market here today. Then we're going to take a look at the futures and see what we're up to or down to here this evening. And then we're going to take a look at the topic, and then we'll go through questions and chart requests. So let's get started. All right, so SPX here with a bit of an upper shadow pulling off the upper Bollinger Band here. Monthly chart here is still green, so that's good. Weekly chart, we actually pushed below last week's low, and we came right back in range right there. So it was a little whoopsie type move, and pretty cool stuff. That basically all happened really today, right? Because we were still an inside week yesterday. And what was really cool about this one is we came right down here to the cloud and the 50-day moving average and bounced off of that with increasing volume here on this pie chart, right? So that's good, right? This is a good start. Now the only thing is that we're not quite above the 80 MA yet, but it is showing that we may be working on an impulsive move up, right? It might, we're gonna get super long and just go all out. No, I mean there's still like some sectors that are weak. Like Fang was down here today. They may play some catch up tomorrow. It might be some Friday fun. But really, what we need to be most cautious of, right, is wave one, right? What are our favorite waves to trade? We love to trade wave C, right? This guy right here, right? And we love to trade wave 3. Right, so 3 of C, in this case right here, it was fantastic, right? That gave a great opportunity to the downside. Wave B, not so fun. It's going up, but not so fun. So what are we in right now? We're possibly in a wave 1 up, right? So this is to me, it looks a little bit short to be a wave 1. We might have kind of this 1-2. We might be in wave 3 right now. Might have a little bit of a pullback into the morning and then kind of push our way up tomorrow. And then, depending on where we finish, right, we might have this... let's say we push our way up here a little bit, then right we might have a 618 pullback. So in this case here, the bears are all thinking that hey, this thing is pushing its way over, but with a good wave count like this, we would assume that the next pullback could be dip buyable here for a larger wave 3 up, right? So that's definitely what we're going to be tracking here going into the tomorrow and into next week. So so good stuff there. Let's say with the intraday price action, obviously you can see we had a nice dip buy here today, but it wasn't all fun and games, right? We still needed to finish the wave down, right? We talked about it here, this 1, 2, 3. We talked about last night the possibility of gapping up or even pushing up here, right? 4, 5. Okay, so that was the finish of that wave down, right? And now we're just kind of looks like we're grinding our way up, right? So we kind of maybe possibly a 1, 2, maybe we see a larger 3, and then like I said, the wave 4 pullback. So you have to see how that goes here going into tomorrow and into next week. So let's take a look at the ES here and see how it's looking here this evening. And looks like we're up about 10 points right here. So the bullishness is continuing, right? So I love this triangle overnight, guys. This was fantastic. This gave such a great short opportunity pre-market here, right? And it also gave another short opportunity here when the market was open for a nice about 12-point move, almost 20-point move right there. Then it gave a couple long opportunities and more longer. It was just a fantastic day today. I wish every day was just like this. So it'd be perfect, right? So anyway, good stuff. So anyway, still holding the upward trend line here going into tomorrow. So let's say we're bullish until proven otherwise on this fresh impulsive wave up. So good stuff. All right, so let's take a look here, and we're wrapping up our topic here on planning the trade. And today we're going to be talking about the risk reward. So guys, these are all the main parts of a trade, right? So the first part is understanding the trend, right? The second part is knowing that you got a setup, right? The next part is checking your sector, right? Or making sure the market is strong behind you, that you got some tailwinds behind your trade. And then now is finding the risk reward. So how do we figure out risk reward? Well, it's all about the setup. Right, so so it's all about the setup. So with Elliott Wave, we'll use this as an example right here. We'll use Elliott Wave. So with Elliott Wave, right, we like to look at the we like to use our waves as potential stopping points, right? So if we look at this triangle as a wave 4 triangle here going into today, right, one of the things that we would look at is where it came from, right? So we'd look at the initial move down, right? So here's kind of your, essentially your 1, 2, right, 3, and then here's your wave 4. So what we expect on wave 5, right, is an extension, right? So there's a couple things that we could do here, right? Is we can do a 0.618 here from the from the bottom of wave 2, right? So 1, 2, right, to the end of wave 4. We'll pull it back to the hold on one second here. So we go, let's see if I was here, right? Oh yeah, I need to get the extension tool out right here. Pull it back to the bottom of wave 4. So let me get this here, reverse extension here. Here, we'll just go, that's about the same low right there. And then here to say the top of wave 4 right here. So what we would do is we would look for the 618, right, as the initial move here for the wave 5. So what we do is we look at the end of wave 4, right? For this wave 4 to be to keep going, right? We want to make sure that especially for a triangle, right? We don't want this to push back below here, so we need to make sure the risk reward is good. So how do we do that? We have to measure it, right? So if we start breaking out of the triangle right here, we need to see how it goes, right? So was this necessarily, if we got in off of this candle right here, right? If we saw it looking like it was kind of trying to work its way down, this would make sense, right? Because we go to the top of the triangle right here, we put our risk here. That's where our stop is, right at the top of the triangle, right? So we could even put it, possibly here, right? So we go like this. So that's our risk. Okay, so I'm going to color this. I'm going to color this red. And eventually you get good at this, and you can do it in your head. You can just kind of look at it and size it up and be like, yeah, this makes sense, right? But it helps to draw this, right? Especially if you have more time, right? So now we look at this. Now we duplicate this, and we want to make sure the reward is good. So is this rectangle going to be able to get me to the 618, right? If not, then we don't want to take this trade, right? We don't want to take this trade. So what we do is we go ahead and color this one, and we'll color this green. I think I got the right one here. Yeah, there we go. Color that one green. So oh no, I got the wrong rectangle. Let's get this one right here. This one here, green. There. Oh, is it gonna be in front or behind? Hold on, so let's see. So duplicate that. Pull it here. Here. Like that. Is it doing it there? Let's try this. I was trying to make it look all fancy. I don't know why it did this, but anyway, activate. Pull that front right here. Okay, there we go. So that's your so that, right, as long as your reward exceeds your risk, right, then the trade is worth considering, right? So you got to have all this, all this stuff in your favor, right? So in other words here, right, was the market weak? Well, yeah, of course it was. The futures were weak here, and the Nasdaq was weak. Generally, everything was pretty weak here, right? So we saw that. 2, we had a solid wave count, right? So we wanted to make sure we knew our trend. We knew our trend was working our way down. We were working on a zigzag down. So does it make sense to take the trade, right? Well, we got our sector, we got our trend, right? We've got the setup, right? A triangle breakdown right here, and now we've got the risk reward. So the reward potential is all the way down here, right? So we activate this, we stretch it down here, right? A reward exceeds our risk potential, right? And then it makes sense to take the trade, right? Because otherwise, if it doesn't make sense, right? If you're going to risk all this up here, if you're going to say this thing pulls all the way against you and you risk all this going up here, does it really make sense to make half of what you're risking? It doesn't at all. Right, risk reward is one of my favorite. It's some people ask what's your favorite indicator? Some like what was it, bravado guys out there that are like, oh, price is my favorite indicator. Okay, cool. Well, that really helps. But risk reward, I think risk reward is probably my favorite indicator, because if it's not there, then there's no even sense in taking the trade. It's not. It doesn't even make sense, right? If you're running into a wall, don't do it. Right, so this is very, very, very powerful stuff. So this is one potential, right? So let's look at one more and just take a look here and see if it makes sense. Let's go back to the one that we looked at last night, right, where we had the Home Depot. So Home Depot is on our bullish radar again today, but right here, look, we love this, right? So this was had some pretty good potential, right, on the on this pullback here for a nice move. So at this point now, right, I just want to make sure that I can get above and push, right? So this was we had the sector strength, we had the trend, right? Remember we talked about this yesterday. We had the trend on Home Depot, right? Obviously it was trending up, right? Now sure it could get extended, but we're over the 80 and we're rising, right? So that's good, right? We got the sector. We looked at the home builder sector yesterday to make sure it was strong. We got the setup, right? A pullback to here, right? And then we got our risk reward. So what I love about trading levels, right, is basically that's it. I mean, the level is it. There's such a low risk reward potential on this one, as long as the setup is good and everything else is in its play. And a nice pullback on a bullish name with the sector behind it can give you some good risk reward, right? So at this point here, I would have my stop at the bottom of the candle, possibly even just under the 15-hour range, but you don't want to get shaken out, right? So here's your risk, right? So where's your reward? Well, your reward maybe just at the top of this candle, right? You just want to get there. Okay, so if that's the case, right, you duplicate it and just see if you can get there. Oh, it looks like you can, right? So then it makes sense, right? So you got room. So here's your risk, right? Here's your red here, right? Here's your reward potential, right? To get to the top. That's all, just to get to the top of the candle, right? As long as that makes sense, if you think you can get there and the setup's good and the trend is good, right? And the sector is good, well, there you go. Your risk reward's good. You can take the trade, and this ended up working itself out nicely, right? And becoming a very, very good move, and working its way all the way up to there, right? So then that turns into a good trade, right? We risk this much to make this much. Now, I'm not saying we held it the entire way or whatever the case was, but as long as our target and a valid setup is better, right, exceeds the amount of risk that you put on the trade, then we have to consider taking it, right? I'm not saying just go ahead. You have to get good at it, right? So all of it ties together, right? So if your setup is no good, right, if you're not good at finding a setup that where you have a well-defined risk and you have a well-defined target and you don't know the probabilities, right? If you haven't back tested it, if you're just taking it because it's a bull flag, okay, well, how many times do bull flags play out, right? Is the sector good behind it, right? If you don't know, then don't trade it. It's plain and simple, right? You're just guessing, right? At least make an educated guess, right? That's the idea, right? So know your probabilities at least, and you go to a good chart like chartpatterns.com. What is it? Patterns. Let's take a look here. I'll post it. A pattern site. This is great, right? So the pattern site, you can go to chart patterns. Right, and you can look here. We've done several series on probabilities, things like that. I'm gonna post it in here. You go there, right, and they give you probabilities of setups, right? So if you like a bull flag, right, that's why you like a bearish engulfing candle, right? If it makes sense. Now, bearish engulfing candles are reversal trades. You're trading against the trend, so that probability better be great and it better make sense, right? So otherwise, you're trading against the trend, which makes it even harder. Right, but anyway, check that out, right? That's a good link right there to help you give some probabilities. I mean, if you're trading as something that's got a 50-50 shot, I mean, maybe maybe that's not something you want to risk, right? So, but if you get the risk reward's good and the probability's good, right, of the setup is really, really important, right? So, and then you've got the trend behind you, and you've got the sector behind you or the market behind you, then it makes sense to take the trade. So. Anyway, good stuff. Hopefully you guys find that helpful. At this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to plug those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap as early as possible so we can all get a good night's sleep and have another awesome trading day tomorrow. So good stuff. Let's take a look here. So Shirley sent a few in via email. Shirley, I hope you're doing great out there. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on here. So Baba. Oh, boy, Baba. I wouldn't be surprised if this gaps up tomorrow. I really wouldn't. Yeah, it's actually already kind of drifting up right here. Just this type of just setup right here is just too obvious, right? That it's like, once it has all the headlines and it's like, oh, these stocks are getting delisted and there's more sanctions and all that stuff, right? And you see all this stuff, and then it's probably gonna be a bear trap, right? In this case, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Just a little bit of caution off of that, right? Baba did end up. We were trying to look for dip buys here today off of these support levels. It did pull back down farther than we thought. But I wouldn't be surprised if we had, some sort of bullish news come out on it. Anyway, a little bit of caution off of that. We'll see how it holds going into tomorrow. I think overall it is bearish, just not for necessarily a swing here overnight. I would keep it on your bearish radar for tomorrow, right, and see if it gives you any bearish setups. Okay, so good stuff there. Let's take a look at Oracle. They recently had some good news, right? They're working with Formula One. I think that gave it a good boost here today. Good grief. Oracle's been prone to some pretty nice. Look at that. Okay, I guess Formula Ones are good. Partners with Red Bull Racing, so Red Bull and Honda. So I mean, I guess they're not volunteering. So anyway, tight range yesterday, right? We got through that range off of this 15-hour breakout, made a nice move there on Oracle today. So looking good, nice volume back over the ADMA, bullish, right? So keep it on the bullish radar for sure. So good stuff. Lows of the bullish candle today, nice engulfing candle right here, pushing its way up to high. So again, these home builders have been really, really strong recently. So good stuff there. Eventually they're gonna pull back, right? WM one day. WM again. Well, you gotta, if you're building lots of homes, you gotta get rid of the trash, right? So waste management working its way up there too, and then fast, right? Well, if you're building homes, you gotta have some, some ball bearings and stuff like that. So fast. Now there you go. So that's where it's way up there. The ADMA. Great stuff. A lot of nice bullish finds on that. Good job, Shirley. Appreciate it. Mike, what's going on? Good to see you. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. So you picked up some Boeing around 11 a.m. Thoughts on your overnight swing? Well, let's see. 11 a.m. was a good opportunity here today. Yeah, so that worked nicely. So right, 11 a.m. right there. Yeah, it looks pretty good, man. Just keep holding. I mean, obviously don't be afraid to take profit. But we do have a bullish engulfing candle right here. Bullish engulfing candle is good. A little bit over 60% chance that you get follow through the upside. So probability is pretty good, and it's Boeing. And it's drifting up a little bit after hours. So keep an eye on it, right? And then you can use your the first 60-minute candle if you want. You can use the 15, the 30, or the 60-minute candle to see if it makes sense to hold on to it. This is a pretty big range right here. You don't want your stop down there, right? I wouldn't, especially if you kind of got in here, right? Maybe today it was okay. Well, you got in early, so you're kind of here, right? So it already made a pretty good move. You've already kind of, already doubled the reward on it. So I would just, keep stops on it and just see if you can trail it up. So see how it goes right there. But good stuff. Good job on Boeing. Nice. Good job. David, what's going on? AMC. Let's take a look and see how that's looking. So AMC. I'm sorry, I'm typing A&D. My fingers are just so used to typing it. AMC. Wow, nice reversal on this one today, guys. Great stuff right off of the 786, right? Just when things look the bleakest, right? I love it. It was pushed down on low volume yesterday, right? Nice push to the upside here on, oh my goodness. So GameStop was up 63 points today. Woo! Look at GME here, too. Yeah, I guess that wasn't a bearish move yesterday either. So good stuff there. Yeah, AMC looks good. See if it keeps going. So it's good stuff. See if they can squeeze it up a little bit. Good stuff. NOC, yeah, starting to grind its way up tier 2. I love it. So nice push here out of the geometric line. Let's see if it can continue to work its way up. And then VFF. Let's take a look. Yeah, VFF Village Farm. So nice little move right here. Again, keep an eye on it. See if we can get up to these highs, right? So it's kind of a nice little whoops reversal on this one here, too. I'd like to see a little more volume on it, but good stuff. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. The Nest, LFMD. Let's take a look. LFMD. So this one's still kind of hanging out here, right? So it's kind of coming back to the old geometric line. Right, it's kind of held that pretty well. So I like it. A little more volume would be nice, but might give you a little bit of an earnings run. Let's see how that goes. Ollie, what's going on? Going to see. Let's take a look at SPCE. So SPCE again. Oh, still looks like it's part of like this H cell pattern right here. But anything can happen with this name, right? Could come up some news. It's still below the ADMA, so a little bit of caution there on SPCE. Boeing, and then again though, really nice, right? Strong day today. It's up. This one's up a little bit after hours. I think Kathy was doing what? Some more space ETF stuff, so keep an eye on it, see if it goes. And then so Tesla, nice recovery day today, right? We filled the gap yesterday, and then today we're kind of bouncing back. Let's see if we can get over the 80 MA and get some volume. We're still in the trend box right here, so a little bit of caution on that. So good stuff there. Bullish and bearish trades, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at MU. So MU got roughed up a little bit the other day, but nicer. We're not surprised to see a reversal on this one. So the trend box expands on this. Okay, so let's see if we can continue to hold those lows. Good stuff there. ON. So ON again looks like it's kind of triangulating right here after today's move. So let's keep an eye on this, see if it can try to work its way up. I mean, it's a little, it's kind of triangular up here too, right? So that looks pretty good. Let's just use that. So see if we can get over these levels, right? And see if it goes from there again. Nice reversal on some of the semis today. I like it. Apple, let's take a look. Yep, so Apple again still under its trend line, right? Still under this geometric line here as well, and still under the ADMA. It gave a nice push here this morning, but pulled back pretty harshly too. So again, it's just still doing some downtrend type price action, right? Until it's ready to break out and ready to go. Walmart, again, getting really tight in here again. It was looking kind of interesting on the bearish radar. I like the candle yesterday. Not really a lot of volume, but okay here. It ended up bouncing off the ADMA. Give a little bit of a down move there today. So, and JD, let's take a look. So JD, again, a good follow through from yesterday's candle. A lot of these names were bearish. A lot of the Chinese names were bearish yesterday. Right, and they got a great gap down here this morning before they bought the dip on it, and they bought the dip this morning too, pretty fiercely. Look at this, woo! Quick squeeze on that one. I love it. Shorts covering real quick. So anyway, that's why they call short because you don't want to stay in it that long. So some good stuff there. Ollie, Fubo delisting shares. What's going on with Fubo? Oh no, Fubo. Yeah, nasty doji right there. Watch for the doji sandwich on this one here too. What is it? Fubo. The president exit. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Very interesting. Not really doing too much after hours, but keep an eye on it right there. It could be a doji anyway. Still below this geometric line too. So we got that going on. And who wants to be long in this type of weekly chart, right? We'll wait for it. So good stuff there. Good find. GG, what's going on? How do you find the cloud in TOS? Yeah, you just go to Ichimoku, right? Just go to studies, add studies. And you can go to all studies and just look for the I, go to I, right, for Ichimoku, and just click on that. Right, now I've got two Ichimokus on here, but, no, don't remove all studies. Or you can just go to edit studies, right, and then just click on Ichimoku, or just type in Ichimoku to pull it up for you. But Ichimoku, I know, I wish they just call it cloud, but it's Ichimoku, because it's the Ichimoku cloud. We got a little series on it that explains the history of it. So good stuff there. Michael, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing great. Don't forget to remind me about Roblox. What a dip on Roblox today. OLK, let's take a look. Oh yeah, welcome to the world, OLK. Nice push on that one. We'll see how it goes. PRQR. PRQR, whoa. Whoa, that's a candle we like on our birthday cake, right? So anyway, so nice one right there. Nice push out of this range. Let's see how it goes. Here, I love how it broke out of those levels, but incredible. Great find on that one. And then NVAX. Stock the 15 range low. Nice. Beautifully. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one. They came out with some news today, like something about in Europe, like their vaccines not going through or something like that. Blech. So nice move. Look at that 15-hour breakdown right there. See ya. Have a nice day. Look, retrace. Boom. Perfect. That was just like this is just like the opposite of Home Depot, right? So I don't know. How's like the what I can't remember what sector this is in. What's the big one, the IBB biotech or whatever. I mean, it was pretty weak here too, right? So you had a little bit of sector behind it as well. So cool, good, great job. Good. And 1 to 4 risk reward. We like it. Yeah, exactly. Very, very nice. It's like the inverse of Home Depot, right? So you go to NVAX, you go to minus NVAX. Almost the exact same setup, right? Just a little bit later in the day, right? 15-hour breakout, retrace, go. Love it. Good find. Good. What else? Oh, yeah, Baidu. Let's say this one. Now, this one closed pretty bearish here today. This is on the bearish radar going into tomorrow, right? Just a nasty candle right there with increased volume. Same thing with Baba, right? There's on the radar, but wow, nasty moves there today. Play. Let's take a look. Play. Oh, nice bullish engulfing candle on that one. I like it. And then Dry. Let's take a look at it. Play is a weird one. Play is a tough one to day trade, but it moved. And Dry with some earnings, right? So it's pretty cool stuff. Yeah, everybody's going out to restaurants again. Now we've seen some movies. Some movies come out. Or any books. Any good books out there these days? GME, again, nice bounce off the 50-day. I don't know what to say about that one. And I know it's the new Tesla. I know, exactly. And these shorted SPY puts off of the... off of 162. Nice job on that one there, too. With the 16... I got you, the 168. 618. I love it. Put a stop right above that level. Got a flush. Shark on the 5-minute. Beautiful. Perma shark. I love it. You guys are finding it all over the place. I'm telling you guys, it's amazing how it pops up like that. Mario, what's going on? Good to see you. Yes, so SPY, of course, we did a whole, if you missed the beginning of the show, definitely rewind and check out the beginning. We go through all of the SPX, right, and the futures. We check a look, see what's going on right here. But again, nice bounce here, increasing volume off the cloud, right? This is pretty much what we were expecting here for this wave down. Nice bounce off of that, right? So now we just need some follow through, right? So we're under the 80 area here again. I wouldn't be surprised to see you get a little more upside, then a retrace, and then we start to work our way up. So we need to see how that goes here on SPY. And yeah, my pleasure. Good stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Nico, what's going on? What's the best time frame for non-fake out day trades on SPY? So I used to trade the 60-minute a lot, but I found out that was kind of, you started to miss a lot. I really like the 30-minute chart. You know, try to study the 30-minute chart for a little bit. It gives you a lot of good clues. If you think you can handle it, so it can give you a lot of really good insight. We also like the 15. The 15 can give us a lot of insight as well, and then we refine our entries on the lower term time frames. Right, so good stuff there. Good, Ollie, what's going on? The ARC. Let's say like the ARC X. Let's say look. SEC filing, cool. ARC K. That's got that. Yeah, we got the ARC X and all that stuff. Good stuff right there. And Fubo, basically the shelf offering is off the table. I got you from the original file. No dilution for foreseeable future. Good, gotcha. Chow, what's going on? Good to see you. BFT, let's take a look. So BFT, okay, yeah, all right, it's hanging in there. I mean, it's up a little bit after hours. Upper shadow here off the ADMA, so a little bit of caution off of that one. Neo looks good. Neo looked pretty bullish going into today. Looks like it worked its way up to the ADMA. I also like XPEV and Lee. Also looking kind of interesting going into tomorrow. Let's see if they get a little bit of a relief bounce. CCIV, again, still below the ADMA, but let's see if it can push. PLTR, still below the ADMA, but might try to work its way back up there. SOS, okay, yeah, nice reclaim of the 50-day moving average there today. W, hanging in there at the ADMA, a little bit rough, lower shadow, so let's see if we try to get a little bit of oomph behind it. And then IMI. Yeah, it's very, very similar to W. Looks very, very similar. So let's see if we can kind of push off of that and keep going right here. So very, very interesting levels. I mean, really one big level to be concerned about, right, is this. Right, you got kind of this geometric area going on right here. So see how it handles those levels. So good stuff. Jay, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's take a look at you. So you again, Kathy keeps buying this one up. He keeps trying to buy the dip on this one. I mean, it's in a rough spot right now. I mean, when did this thing go public? Not too long ago. Wow. All the way back. Every time you look at this, you're like, I remember that one public. So it's got a little room to test those levels. So let's see how it goes. Again, it's good. I mean, people use it to make video games, right? So it's out there. Square. Nasty pullback on this one. Kind of had that last H cell setup right there. See how it holds these last lows right off of this area right here. Otherwise, this is your kind of line. The 192 is kind of the line in the sand for it. So good stuff there, Brett. I really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Krishna, what's going on? TGT. Let's take a look. TGT, nice move, guys. It took a triple pause day for this one to get going. I think it was profiled on CNBC today. Nice breakout right here. 3 pause days and then a go. Right, so a little bit of patience required, but then today was the mover day on it. Really, really good stuff. GDRX. So it's kind of cool to see that. GDRX, yeah, nice dip buy on this one here today. Good volume too. Upper shadow off the ADMA, but let's see if we continue to push off of that one. And NUE. Nice move on there. Again, metals have generally, a lot of the metal names, steel in this case, looking pretty good. So let's see if it continue to push its way up. Good stuff there. Tracy, what's going on? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, let's see what Costco. Costco still going, guys, from this dip that we talked about the other day. I love it. 1, 2, 3, still working its way up. Costco, guys, back over the 50-day moving average. Costco dips are awesome on Costco. FedEx, strong. This is on our bullish radar going into tomorrow, Tracy. I really like this one. Facebook, not cool. Not cool. This thing pulled up for those highs when it was so close to all-time highs. Nasty upper shadow off of the ADMA here today. And Mr. Softy, let's take a look at it here. Oh, nasty pull. Guys, a lot of these weird tech like Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, all week today. Everything else great. Isn't that wild? So we'll see if they caught up there. Michael, you bought the dip on Roblox? I love it. So it's your parental duty. Good stuff. So ArcX will be the new space. ArcFun, I love it. Yeah, good stuff, Ollie. Good. Com, what's going on? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Plug. So Plug hanging in there, a little bit of extra volume here today. It's got a little bit of room if it wants to get strong here to get back to the ADMA. So it's at a major level right here, right? So from that last dip, so let's see, it's got to hold right here. We pointed that out recently, right? So it bounced right off of that today. Pretty good strength on that, so good stuff there. And Modez, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at CCJ. It got hit hard. Yeah, but this is really cool, guys. To any Bubble Report subscribers, we profiled CCJ today with some unusual call activity yesterday. So they ended up buying the dip off of this one here pretty nicely and ended up working out pretty well. Kind of came to this this zone right here, right? Ended up finding a nice move off of that. So really, really good stuff there. Sharon, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so Zoom, is anybody buying it? Let's take a look. So Zoom is at a couple of interesting levels, right? We had the last congestion zone was right here. We never broke down below here. Honestly, I'd wait for this thing to show some strength, get above the ADMA. It gave us a good day trade a couple days ago up here, right? And just never any follow through on that. So, and yesterday was a pretty nasty pullback. So let's see how it holds this support area right here. If it holds, right, gets back over the ADMA, we might be able to work our way back up to the 250 day. Okay? So good stuff there. And Rita, what's going on? Last one of the day. I love it. So Amazon. So Amazonius, nasty pullback here today too, under the ADMA. It really stinks. A lot of these names, guys, are looking like bear flags, right? And it wouldn't surprise me, right? So here, you kind of had this type of move, kind of breaking below there, increased volume. But now I wouldn't be surprised if they pop their way up. But guys, we pointed out, if you don't think bear flags actually work sometimes, look at Shop. We pointed this out too. Look at that. Yesterday it cracked below it, and today it followed through, and it still looks weak here today. So pretty wild stuff there too. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, Amazon eventually work its way up one way or the other, but right now it's looking a little bit blah. So let's see if we can get over the ADMA and get going again. So good stuff, guys. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's been a really fun week here going over planning the trade. This is a really, really good series here, especially anybody new to trading. Even folks who are experienced with trading, sometimes it's a helpful reminder. Oh, they had some PR issues? Yeah, I reckon. So even if it's just a reminder. Plus, I don't think it's really cool that they're doing like biometric scans of their drivers. It's like, come on. Anyway, it's a little bit too much. Anyway, but good stuff there. Yeah, Sharon, it's a tricky market for sure. But we'll see how it holds. We'll see how these things hold. So, but anyway, guys, I really appreciate it. Even experienced traders, guys, if sometimes we forget, we're like, we get so used to it, right? We need to remember that we got to have, a checklist and a plan. Right, and these are some of the really, really big aspects of it, right? Making sure you know the trend, right? If you don't know the trend, why are you getting in it, right? Whether it's a counter trend trade or an in-trend trade, right? We also got to know the setup. You got to have a good setup, right? Got to have it helps to have the market or the sector behind your trade, right? So you get a little bit of tailwinds with it, just in case everything else is, moving too, right? And then you got to know your risk reward. You got to know your risk reward, and you got to understand your risk. You just got to, right? If you don't know how much you're risking and you don't know what it's going to do, it can't hurt you, right? It can't hurt you if your probabilities are good, right? So, because if it does pull back and it stops you out, it is what it is, right? The next setup, have a higher, you got a good probability of it working, and it should, if the risk precedes the reward, then it makes up for the last one. Anyway, good stuff. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys are new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. Whether you're new here or not, please hit the like button, and even if you're watching the recording, please hit the like button too. It goes a long way. Really appreciate it, guys. We'll see you guys Sunday for the Elliott Wave Show with Paul. Before that, we'll be writing the newsletter, and that's coming out this weekend. So if you guys aren't part of our group and like to check out the newsletter and be a part of our Discord and get the Bubble Report and all that stuff, check out our links in the description. We'd love to have you. So I hope everybody has a wonderful evening and a great trading day tomorrow and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you guys next time. Till then, stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay